Rows of metal crates lined the walls. Not shipping crates, cages. Inside were blankets, plastic dishes, and empty pill bottles. Monroe's stomach turned. These weren't for animals. Documents were scattered across a folding table. Shipping manifests, alias lists, and coded maps. Some pages showed headshots of children, numbers, not names, typed underneath. Then someone shouted. In the corner was a trapdoor beneath a rolling cart. Valor barked frantically at it, paws digging at the frame. A bolt cutter snapped the lock. As agents prepared to descend, Monroe muttered, "This isn't just a trafficking site, it's a hub." They hadn't stumbled onto a crime scene. They'd found the heart of a national nightmare. The trapdoor groaned as it opened, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. The air was damp, metallic, thick with the stench of mold, chemicals, and fear. Monroe pulled her radio close. "Drone team, eyes underground, now!" A thermal drone zipped down first, its screen lighting up in seconds. "Multiple heat signatures," the tech said. 4, no, 5, deep underground, movement erratic. SWAT formed up, weapons drawn, lights mounted. Valor strained at his leash, whining low. Monroe looked at him, then gave the nod. "Release him." He shot forward like a missile. The team followed him through tight, winding corridors, walls lined with wires and strange machinery. Valor turned corners without pause, barking sharply, leading them past rusted bunk beds, soiled clothing, syringes. Then they reached it. A steel door, padlocked, blood on the floor. Valor stopped, teeth bared, body rigid. Inside was the epicenter, an underground holding room, 2 kids inside, and someone else, still moving. The enemy wasn't gone, they were waiting, armed, cornered, desperate. The steel door exploded inward with a single breach charge. Smoke filled the narrow hallway as flashlights cut through the haze. Valor darted in first, no hesitation. Shouts echoed inside. "FBI! Hands where we can see them!" Gunfire erupted. 2 armed suspects opened fire from behind overturned tables. Valor lunged, tackling one to the floor, locking his jaws on the attacker's wrist. The man screamed, dropping the weapon as agents surged in. The second suspect tried to run, clutching a hard drive. Monroe spotted him darting through a side door. "He's got evidence! Go!" Shots rang out. One agent was grazed. As Monroe rounded the corner, she saw the man raise a pistol toward Valor, who had given chase. Bang! Valor yelped, crumpling to the side. But he didn't stay down. He got back up, bleeding, and hurled himself at the suspect, knocking him flat until agents swarmed in. The man was cuffed, hard drive secured, and Valor? He collapsed at Monroe's feet, breathing heavy. His mission nearly complete. Back at headquarters, the recovered hard drive was rushed to digital forensics. Agents gathered around as the screen blinked to life. What they saw left the room silent. Folders upon folders, labeled by numbers, locations, and dates, each containing videos, shipping logs, and surveillance footage. There were names of buyers, lists of children, transit points across multiple states. Some files were even marked with agency codes, suggesting inside leaks. "This isn't just a trafficking ring," Monroe whispered. "It's a system." The data matched missing persons reports spanning 3 years. With Homeland Security on the line, Monroe delivered the words, "We've got enough for coordinated raids. Greenlight everything." That night, task forces mobilized in 3 different states. Hidden basements, shell companies, and warehouses fell within hours. Dozens of children were recovered. Valor underwent emergency surgery, still unconscious. But the evidence he uncovered moved the nation. He hadn't just tracked down criminals. He had uncovered an empire built on silence. And finally, that silence was shattered. If you were moved by this incredible story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay with us for more heartwarming and unbelievable stories. A bloodied K9 dog storms into a police station. An unconscious little girl tied to his back. Chaos erupts. But before anyone can react, the dog bolts, barking desperately for someone to follow. Where he leads uncovers a dark truth. What the dog did next left the entire world stunned. The front desk officer at Hillview Police Precinct had just reached for his coffee when the glass doors slammed open. A German shepherd burst through, alone, blood-smeared, panting, and frantic. Draped across his back was a little girl, no older than 6, unconscious and clinging weakly to his fur. One arm dangled limply, her dress was torn, and deep bruises marred her wrists. "Call an ambulance!" the officer shouted, bolting from his chair. The dog, despite his exhaustion, refused to let anyone touch her. He growled low, not in anger, but in warning, as if to say, "Not yet. Not until she's safe." When paramedics arrived moments later, the shepherd finally stepped aside, lying beside the girl as they worked. Officers scrambled, radios crackled, cameras in the lobby blinked red, capturing every heart-stopping second. The girl's pulse was faint, but present. As EMTs rushed her to the hospital, the dog suddenly stood and looked back, then barked sharply at the exit. He wasn't done. He had more to show them. Inside the ambulance, the paramedics worked fast. One cut through the girl's bindings, thick industrial zip ties embedded into swollen skin. "These aren't ordinary restraints," one medic muttered. "Military grade." Her legs bore similar marks, and her ankle was crudely bandaged with gauze stained dark red. But what stopped them cold was her wrist. Tattooed beneath layers of grime was a number, short, blocky, and coded. Not a name, not a date, a tag. "She's been marked," the lead medic whispered, his hands trembling slightly. Back at the station, the German shepherd paced near the exit door, barking and growling, tail rigid. Every few seconds, he turned back to the stunned officers inside, his eyes sharp, demanding. One officer approached slowly and scanned the dog's microchip. The reader blinked once, then displayed something that sent a chill through the room. Unit 9A. Valor. Classified Handler Program. Status. MIA. This wasn't just a lost K9. This was a ghost from a mission that never officially existed. And now he was back, with a message. They led Valor into the back office, though he resisted every step, snarling not at people, but at delay. He wanted to move, to go, to finish what he'd started. Officer stared at the scanner again. His microchip data was real. K9, Unit 9A, codename, Valor, assigned, Blackwind program, deployed 14 months ago. But he was supposed to be dead. That program had been shut down after a mission went silent, classified, buried, denied. All personnel, missing or presumed KIA. Valor had vanished with them. "How did he survive?" someone asked. An FBI liaison, already alerted after the coded tattoo on the girl, arrived with a team. "If this dog made it out," she said, "he didn't just escape. He's leading us back in." One officer brought out Valor's old handler vest. The second it hit the floor, the dog sat, alert, tail stiff. His eyes locked on the door again. He was ready. And wherever he came from, something far bigger than anyone imagined was waiting to be uncovered. Within the hour, the precinct was crawling with federal agents. Black SUVs lined the curb. Inside, laptops flickered to life. Maps were spread across tables, and radio chatter buzzed. Valor stood in the center of it all, silent, focused, his gaze fixed on the lobby doors like a compass to something hidden. Agent Claire Monroe, lead on federal child trafficking operations, reviewed everything. Photos of the girl, the coded tattoo, the medical report. "This wasn't a random abduction," she said. "She was cataloged." A vest was strapped onto Valor again, his original harness, complete with encrypted GPS. As soon as it clicked in place, he lunged forward. "Let him lead," Monroe ordered. They followed him out, FBI, local SWAT, and 2 K9 units trailing close. He didn't hesitate. He ran straight down the city block, then veered into an alley behind a shuttered warehouse. "We're burning daylight," Monroe snapped into her radio. "This dog knows where he's going." Because Valor wasn't just chasing a lead, he was chasing justice. Valor led them through the alley, paws pounding pavement, breath steady despite his wounds. He stopped at a rusted chain-link fence behind an abandoned trucking depot, barking twice before slipping through a gap in the wire. Agents scaled the fence and swept in. The depot was silent, dust-covered, until they stepped inside.